Once upon a time, there was a man named Samuel, who lived in a beautiful small village, situated in the hills. Samuel was a postman. Every day when the sun rose, Samuel would wear his khaki uniform. With his eyes shining, and his heart full of excitement, he would ride to the post office, on his beautiful bicycle. But Samuel was no ordinary postman. He was a man who took great joy and pleasure in delivering letters and packages to the residents of his village. Samuel post office was small, but it was always full of letters and packages for delivery. First, upon arriving at his small post office, he would always greet his colleagues with a "Good morning." Then go to the counter, to pick up his mails for delivery. The mailbag was always heavy, but it doesn't matter to him. He loved his job, and he loved delivering letters to people. He knew that his letters could contain important news, good or bad. But either way, he knew that his job was important. The postman started his journey by walking down the main street. He greeted everyone he passed, and they greeted him back. His first stop was always Mrs. Thompson, old widowed woman. After her husband passed away several years ago, Samuel decided to act as her middleman with the outside world. He would bring letters from her distant children and grandchildren, and they would sit together and talk about the old days. The smile on her face and the sparkle in her eyes brought Samuel great joy. However, being a postman was not always so enjoyable. Samuel sometimes had to deliver heartbreaking news. One winter morning, he had to deliver a letter to Mr. Johnson, a hard-working farmer. Samuel noticed a change in Mr. Johnson's expression as he read the letter. There was news that their son, who had gone to guard the border, had gone missing in the war, and they were trying to find him. This breaks the old man's heart. The old man lived in the village with his wife, and had only one son. Samuel feels for old man and show his grief by staying with the old man for some time. Once he needed to deliver another heartbreaking letter to Emily, a young woman, who lives in the village. Tears streamed down her face, as she read a letter from her fiancé, who had decided to break off their engagement. Samuel understood that being a postman meant delivering both good and bad news. Despite these challenging times, Samuel's days were happy. He saw the joy that came from reuniting families through letters, the joy that children received from receiving birthday cards, and the love that was communicated through honest messages. Every smile on someone's face satisfied his heart. Samuel's career as a postman also includes the day he will always remember, as he had the honor of delivering a long-lost letter. An old man in the village, named Mr. Jacobson, was the recipient of the damaged and faded envelope. That letter was missing in the post office store for many years. It was discovered by Samuel while examining old records. The old man's eyes were filled with surprise as he handed the letter to Mr. Jacobson. It was a letter from his childhood sweetheart Isabel, who had moved away decades ago. Believing that life had taken them in different directions, they had lost touch. Sir. Jacobson reads Isabel's letter, and Samuel witnesses a love that was lost and found again. Knowing that he has contributed to bringing happiness, comfort and love to the lives of the people he serves, Samuel can't help but smile as he walks around the village. For him, being a postman was more than just a job, it was a way to connect with people and feel their happiness while delivering their letter.